I didn't bring my mics, so I hope y'all can hear me. And I'm driving. But I just want to share this right quick. So, God has a plan and a purpose for all of us. He has our life written out. He has a plans for our life written out already. It's up to us to follow that, right? It's up to us to follow him. It reminds me of Joseph, right? And if you don't know the story of Joseph, it begins in Genesis chapter 37. But in the story of Joseph, you will read that he gave him a dream. He gave him two dreams, actually. And if you read the story, you'll see that he had to endure a whole lot. Go through a lot of trials and testing and trauma, betrayal. But it led him into his purpose, into his destiny, eventually. But he had to endure a lot, and it was years and years, that he had to go through all these things. But if you read in verse 5, Genesis 37 verse 5, it says that Joseph had a dream. The words "had a dream," they translate to a Hebrew word, right? And I can't remember it off the top of my head. I can't even pronounce it, but it translates to a Hebrew word, and what it really means is to bind firmly. What it literally means is that Joseph was bound to a dream. God has a plan and a purpose for all of us, and he ties our destiny, he ties the plans to our lives. So in order for Joseph to get through and make it out on the other side of everything that he had to endure and go through, his dream was tied to his life, but he had to bind himself to that dream. He had to bind himself to God's promise. And it's the same with us. We have to bind ourselves to our destiny in order for us to get through it, in order for us to endure the process. Because it's a process. This whole walk is a process. But in order for God to use us and fulfill the dreams and vision that he has given us, we have to endure the process, because he wants to build character. He wants to build the character in our lives, right? But we have to remain steadfast and stand firm and bind firmly to the vision, to his promises. Most importantly, to his word, right? His word is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path. In Romans 5:5, it says, hope does not disappoint. And then it also says that hope is a anchor for our souls. It's okay to dream. It's okay to desire a better life and these things that God promises us. It's okay. But we have to bind ourselves to it, and we will see it come to pass in our lives. Hey, so bind yourself to the vision and the dream that God gave you. Bind yourself to God's promises. Bind yourself to God's word, and watch God work.